Pinky reached up and yank. Pinky hastily pulled the caramel apple from Rainbow Dash's mouth, smiling happily once again. "Oh, silly, you can't talk with your mouth full," giggled Pinky. "Fluttershy here didn't have any manners either, and now she has a plastic cake knife in her bag," said Pinky with a certain insane glee in her voice. Her expression and tone quickly swapped back to being stern and forced. "That's what happens when you don't have manners, okay? Okie dokie Dashy." Rainbow Dash had to choke back a cough from the sticky, sickly sweet caramel that still lingered in her mouth. She swallowed hard. Pinky, your parties are the best. You know I love your parties, right?" Rainbow Dash blurted out desperately. Pinky's eyes leered at Rainbow Dash accusingly. Rainbow Dash could see her reflection in them clearly as Pinky's face housed a growling look of distrust and then a smile. "Okie dokie, Dashy. Hey, you want some cake?" she asked. Rainbow Dash was quickly presented with a slice of wonderfully decorated, creamy, fluffy cake, held right under her nose. "Do you want a bite?" shouted Pinky. Rainbow Dash hesitated for a moment. Was the cake poison? Was it safe? It looked and smelled okay, she thought, but there was no way telling for sure, especially with how off Pinkie Pie was. But Rainbow Dash also knew if she didn't act fast, it might prompt Pinkie to do something even worse. She put on the biggest smile she could muster at the moment. "I would love some of your cake, Pinkie Pie. You always make the most delicious cakes." She stretched her head out to try and take a bite of Pinkie was holding up. Twitch. "Silly, that's Rarity's cake." Wham! Rainbow Dash caught the plate of cake pushed right into her face, scrounging up her nose. Rainbow Dash coughed and choked, trying to clear the cake from her nostrils. "Here, Rarity!" Pinky yelled Pinky madly. She took what was left of the cake that wasn't splattered over Rainbow Dash's face and the floor nearby, and stood menacingly over Rarity, hyperventilating with a grimace. She smashed the plate over the stool, breaking it and flattening the hat Rarity was wearing. Rainbow Dash paled almost to the same white as her now bleached mane and tail at the sight of Pinky standing maniac over the crushed inanimate friend. Pinky was too unbalanced. Rainbow Dash knew she had to think of something to keep Pinky busy. As long as Pinky was distracted, she was safe-ish anyway. "Ha ha ha ha," said Rainbow Dash with a small cough. "That was good cake, Pinky. Very good cake, yeah." Pinky's face fell and she dropped to her knees, pulling her face into her hooves. She made her way shakily to her feet, sitting upon the table dejectedly. "No, that cake was awful. That was the worst cake I ever made," cried Pinky. I can't ever make a good cake ever again. I won't have any friends anymore to make cake for and to throw parties for." Pinky sobbed quietly. Rainbow Dash was quiet, unsure of whether she should say anything. Pinky was in a delicate state, and saying anything she could make any Rainbow Dash's own situation go from awful to horrible for her. Pinky looked towards Rainbow Dash, her eyes watering. "Fluttershy abandoned me. Rarity too. You're all gonna leave me eventually." "Why?" Pinky jumped down the table and stood at Rainbow Dash's hooves, reaching up for her, almost pleadingly. "You won't leave me, will you, Dashy?" Rainbow Dash started, but Pinky didn't stop talking long enough to let her continue. "You wouldn't stop letting me visit you every night with a flying machine to stare through your windows at you, will you? Twitch. Rarity, over here!" She pointed accusingly at the splatter of cake, broken plate, wood, and crushed party, and the crushed party hat that was Rarity, or what remained of her. "She told me all about your hair not really being rainbow colored. She told me I should bleach it. Oh, that silly Rarity. And now she's gone." Rainbow Dash was taken aback at Pinky's delusions. Not really rainbow colored? she thought angrily. Just what did she think her mane and tail looked like when she was a filly? Rainbow Dash normally wouldn't have to able to bite her tongue for so long, but she was occupied in thought with her other things. Pinkie had blurted out. Pinkie's revelation about staring at her did explain why Rainbow Dash had that creepy yet distinct feeling that she was being watched for the last few months. Rainbow Dash couldn't afford to let her anger get the better of her. She had to keep Pinkie busy. Yeah, silly Rarity, she said, trying to fake enthusiasm. Good thing I won't leave you, right, Pinkie? Right? Said Rainbow Dash. Oh, I know what you won't leave, silly, replied Pinkie, matter-of-factly in a happy tone once more. You're all tied up. She giggled as her eyes slowly drifted apart. Pinkie zipped under the table to shake the stool that a bucket of termites sat on. Y'all tied up like you're some wild cow pony, she did, doing a terrible impression of Applejack's voice.
This story is horrible.
Yes, I'm sure I am.
This is the worst pony fanfiction ever.
Oh my god.
It is. It makes me want to cry.
Oh my god.
Shut up.
She grumbled. Rainbow Dash, this time unable to fake anywhere near as much enthusiasm. She discreetly tugged against the streamers, but they held fast. Man, was Pinkie in the Philly Scouts or something? She wondered to herself, how long had they been here together? The others had noticed something was wrong by this point. They had to be looking for her, right? Rainbow Dash had no problem depending on her friends, but she couldn't take the chance of being here with Pinkie any longer. Rainbow Dash looked around and then got an idea. Say, Pinkie, how am I supposed to play party games if I'm all tied up like this, huh? Come on, let me down, let's go have some fun. Rainbow Dash said as she forced a squeamish smile. We can play pin in the tail on the pony, or we can bob for apples, or something fun like that. Ooh! Pinkie clopped her hooves together happily. I love party games. She gave Rainbow Dash a sideways glance, nodding with a wink. And those two are my favorites, said Pinkie, trailing off. Rainbow Dash grinned inwardly. Rainbow Dash, you sly pony, you. She thought to herself, Pinkie's gotta let you free to play games, and then I'm out of here as quick as a flash so I can get help before she loses it more than she has already, or before I lose anything, she thought grimly. I'll go get ready, clamored Pinkie. Oh, let's go bob for apples first. I know. Pinkie skipped off and just as quickly dragged a huge metal pail, already filled with water, out of nowhere. Remember this from my party, Dashy? Oh, I know you remember that. You look so silly, Dashy. I just wanted you to laugh and switch. Laugh! Shouted Pinkie, her voice suddenly switching to an angry tone. Rainbow Dash swallowed hard. It seemed Pinkie was getting more and more fickle and prone to these angry fits as time went by. But she hung into there. Well, we'll take a break here because I need to catch my breath from this freaking story.